Live in Western Oregon, this is NBC 16 Today.
Well, good morning and thanks for joining us here on NBC 16 Today. I'm Briana Chavez. Zach Brule is off today. We'll get to those top stories in just a moment, but first, it's expected to be quite the talker over the next couple of days. That forecast looking cooler, looking clear, but we've got quite the active weather managing to make its push on in. A cold weather advisory being issued throughout the entire western portion of the Cascades and even into Northern California. I mean, we are really going to start to see this settle on in, and it's going to impact that early morning commute throughout the next couple of days. Plus, on top of that, we're tracking out throughout the foothills and upper elevations of the Cascades an extreme cold watch throughout the area into those upper elevations, of course, late tonight into your Wednesday afternoon as well. So going to definitely track out what's in store through there. But then on top of it, we're also seeing a freeze warning going into effect throughout the coastal areas. So you definitely want to make sure that you are giving yourself plenty of extra time during the early morning commute. And if you haven't winterized your home just yet, you definitely want to. This freeze warning going into effect throughout the morning until about 9 a.m. But of course, we could continue to see that be reissued throughout the next couple of days. Visibility over the last few hours has been kind of in that good territory. But of course, down in Roseburg, still seeing a little bit of a pocket of some moisture hanging on around. We'll track out what's in store heading into the remainder of the week. And while taking a look now at the roadways with our live shop buddy, he's been keeping an eye on that traffic commute for you this morning over on Highway 58 headed towards Pleasant Hill. We're seeing reports of a crash over on Highway 38 just about 3 miles east of Elkton. Now, while roads are looking relatively clearer now, the cleanup still definitely going on out there. Trip checks showing still a little bit of a delay, of course, as well. Keeping an eye on that one. And as far as what else is in store throughout the remainder of the area, well, throughout portions of that I-5 corridor, seeing a little bit of that yellow, just some slower traffic, but needless to say, nothing big of concern to be of delay other than over on Highway 38 this morning. So just make sure you're giving yourself plenty of extra time during that morning commute and keeping an extra vigilant eye on the roads. Thanks, bud. Last night, the Eugene City Council voted yes to approve a motion on a new ordinance, the fire service fee. Now, this has been a controversial proposal we've been telling you about for several months that will charge property owners a fee for fire services, all to help the city fund the $11 million shortfall it's facing for these critical services. Now, in this special work session, the Eugene City councilors gave the proposed fire service fee their final nod of approval. The fee will pay for $8 million in fire and emergency services currently funded by the general fund and provide $2 million in funding for expanded fire services. Now, the new fire service fee means the median single-family home will now pay a monthly fee of $10, and that businesses will have to pay $38 per month. The vote was also done to avoid budget cuts in other city departments and services. City Council members sharing the sentiment that cutting existing services would not make them any safer. Mayor Karen Knudsen saying the work session is their 25th meeting regarding the fire fee and notes that the discussions surrounding it were not made lightly. Meanwhile, Bushnell's University's plan to double its nursing program numbers gets a boost of more than $4 million in grant funding. Gold Meadows spoke with staff in the School of Nursing who say most of those nurses will stay local, beefing up Lane County's healthcare workforce.
The Oregon Health Authority says overall the nursing workforce has grown in the state by over 15% since 2020. But only about 74% of the state's licensed registered nurses were practicing in 2023. OHA says the state's education programs only graduate enough nurses to fill about 72% of free spots. Those are numbers Bushnell University's School of Nursing hopes to change. The school brought in 3 major grants last year to grow its accelerated Bachelor of Science in Nursing program.
It's really addressing this lifespan of growing our healthcare workforce. It's not a quick fix. Educating a student in the field of nursing takes time, it takes money, and it takes expertise. So we're trying to take this setting and make sure that we're training our students in the most culturally conscious ways to provide really equitable health care. The community is really coming together to support our efforts to expand the healthcare workforce.
It's helped the university design a state-of-the-art nursing simulation lab. Funds will also enhance recruitment and training and funnel students to Peace Health for a nurse mentorship program. Recent grant funds have allowed Bushnell to double its capacity in its nursing program from 32 to 64. Now, 80% of those graduates will stay in Oregon, 60% will stay in Lane County.
We are getting some students from out of state to come here and then who do return to their home states, but most of our students are homegrown and they're staying in Oregon.
Peace Health is one of the partnering organizations through one of the grants. Last year, the hospital announced the opening of an inpatient psychiatric hospital, and they'll break ground next month on an inpatient rehabilitation hospital. So the need has grown.
We are growing and needing more nurses for sure. Our mission and our values align very well with Bushnell. And so as nursing students are going through their programs, they're already being introduced to the mission and the values that Peace Health has. And then the other benefit of partnering with Bushnell is one, it means that we're recruiting from locally generally, and hopefully with the goal of retaining nurses in our community.
Peace Health, as the biggest employer, the biggest hospital system in the region, does capture a lot of our graduate, but we have students going to Mackenzie-Willamette, we have students going to outpatient facilities, we have students who feel called to work in the elementary schools as school nurses. The way we rotate our students through the system, they have a chance to be exposed to all types of nursing, including community health.
The ASBN program takes students who already have an undergraduate degree in a related field like biology and graduates them within 12 months. In Lane County, I'm Gold Meadows.
Now, the program gets a new cohort of up to 32 students every 6 months, and Gilbert says they've graduated 5 cohorts since 2022. They have a 100% passing rate on the test required to practice as a registered nurse in the United States. Now, the Meals on Wheels program in Douglas County is looking for more delivery drivers to help distribute food along a potential new route. Rigo Aguilera visited the kitchen and has the story.
The Meals on Wheels program, otherwise known as the Friendly Kitchen, regularly serves more than 220 clients, and with growing need, plans to add a new route for delivery drivers. It's a service the program says is vital for many of their clients.
It's cold, people can't get out. Sometimes, most of our clients don't drive. They don't have a lot of support systems, so sometimes the Meals on Wheels driver is the only person they see all day long.
Meals on Wheels says the new route would allow drivers to increase the amount of time they can spend with those they serve. It's looking to add 5 more volunteer drivers to work on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Although the logistics of the new route haven't been worked out yet, it is expected to begin over the next few weeks. In the meantime, the program says the drivers it does have will continue to do their best to meet the needs of the community.
I've driven most of the routes myself and seen firsthand the clients that we're delivering to, and some of them are in very dire circumstances. They literally have no one to bring them any food, or they can't get out to go shopping.
You must be 18 years old and pass a background check to be able to deliver. The program does offer mileage reimbursement for drivers going on long routes. Reporting in Roseburg, I'm Rigo Aguilera.
And if you'd like to donate or volunteer with Meals on Wheels in Roseburg, we have a link up on our website on how you can get involved.